It's Wednesday night action in the USL Championship. Two teams that have started off the season on a rough patch, but they're starting to get into form. The Swope Park Rangers taking on Memphis 901 FC. Coming up live from Kansas City, Kansas. Next. Good evening and welcome to Children's Mercy Park in Kansas City, Kansas, the site for tonight's Eastern Conference matchup between the Swope Park Rangers and Memphis 901 FC. Of course, Memphis, the new expansion team in the USL Eastern Conference, making their first appearance in Kansas City to take on the Swope Park Rangers for the first time. Carter Augustine here, and have the pleasure of being joined by a Titan in Kansas City soccer, Seth Sinovic. And Seth, these two teams towards the bottom of the Eastern Conference to start the year really struggled to get going, but it seems like they're starting to find their footing in this season.
Yeah, I think both teams, one's an expansion team in Memphis, and then the Swope Park Rangers, a lot of young guys out there starting to find their form, as you said, and I think we're in for a good matchup tonight. Should be a really fun one to watch between these two teams, and who's going to be some of the leaders for each of these teams. Let's start with the away side first, Memphis 901 FC, and they have a veteran leader at the heart of their defense. Yeah, Mark Birch, a guy that you'll see a lot in the MLS over the past few years. Really dynamic left foot, really good service, but I think more than anything, he's going to be a good leader for this team with so much experience. Meanwhile, for the home side, the Swope Park Rangers, we've got a fullback in the booth. He knows a little bit about playing this position, and there's a kid that's really starting to come on for the Swope Park Rangers. Alexander's a guy that you're gonna look to see go forward quite a bit at the left back position. Really talented player going forward. A lot of ability on the ball, so he'll be a fun one to watch. Two defensive stalwarts starring for each of their teams. Who will join them in the starting lineups? We'll find out next, as we have the starting lineups and kick coming up between Memphis 901 FC and the Swope Park Rangers. Welcome back into Children's Mercy Park alongside Sporting Kansas City defender. I'm Carter Augustine, pleased to bring you the matchup here between Memphis 901 FC and the Swope Park Rangers. Let's take a look at the starting lineup, starting with the away side, Memphis 901 FC, coached by Tim Mulqueen, and he's made 3 changes from the game against Pittsburgh Riverhounds that wound up getting abandoned, so it doesn't go down in the record books, but out goes Rashawn Dowley, who's been recalled
by FC Cincinnati. Marquette and Sharpie, the other two to make way. And Joachim Graf, Lagos Kunga, and Josh Morton coming into this side. Looks like they're going to run a 4-4-2 here, Seth.
Yeah, it should be an interesting game, lining up against the Swope Park Rangers in a 4-3-3. So, like I said, it should be an exciting game tonight.
And for the home side, Swope Park Rangers, head coach Paolo Nagamura making 6 changes to the team that drew 1-1 with Atlanta United 2 over the weekend. In come Eric Dick, Roshenbek Akhmatov, Jake Davis, Tyler Freeman, and Sean Karani, as well as Ethan Vanacore Decker. A couple of SKC loanies on display here in the starting lineup. So,
yeah, excited to see Eric Dick in goal, and yeah, a few other guys as well. It should be an exciting one. Tyler Freeman, one of the young signees with Sporting Kansas City. A lot of ability up top, and it should be fun to watch.
Homegrown making his 3rd start of this campaign. It is an overcast evening here in Kansas City. It was beautiful all day long, but of course the storms raging and rampaging throughout the Midwest in and around the Kansas City area here this evening. Rain has come and gone, and it's a clear night as we are underway. Memphis starting with possession, going from left to right in their all-white strip. And the Swope Park Rangers wearing the dark blue with orange trim, going from right to left here in this first half. Memphis 901 FC making their first appearance here at Children's Mercy Park in their expansion year, coming into the game 2-6-3, 9 points, 15th in the Eastern Conference. The Swope Park Rangers, so just the 1 win on the season, 1-5-3, 6 points to start the year. And here they go, recovering the ball through Rossenbeck Akhmatov. Hits it back to Eric Dick. These two teams start to feel each other out here. Seth Sanovic, what do you think the keys are in this matchup between Memphis and the Swope Park Rangers? Both of them trying to get their seasons kick-started here in the early going.
I think the Rangers are going to look to be dominant in possession. I think that's something that from the top up in the organization, or from the bottom down and top up in the organization, it's a big factor, is possession, being able to open up and disorganize the opponent. So that's something we'll look for from Swope.
There's a good entry into the box from Elliot Collier, taking that from the throw-in and creating a decent chance with a fizzed cross along the edge of the 6-yard box. Mark Birch has his pass intercepted by Ethan Vanacore Decker, and Rossenbeck Akhmatov now back to Camden Riley wearing that armband. He's found a good pass into Hernandez, who's a bit upset with himself there. He wasn't able to bring that one under control.
I think with Tyler Freeman playing as the central striker here, we're looking for him to come underneath to find the ball a little bit more and use the pace of Vanacore Decker and Karani on the wings. I think that will be a key to tonight's match.
There's a chance for Memphis inside the area. It's Collier from Najem. And the Rangers just about able to get that clear. It's Eric Dick stretching out with his long left leg to get that out for a throw-in.
Yeah, it does really well to react there and make sure nothing major happens there.
And a second look at this, some quick feet in the box, and then it's actually a back pass from Akhmatov that almost winds up in the back of his own net. Eric Dick just getting there, and actually it's going to be a corner kick, beg your pardon. First of the game here for Memphis. And it's Mark Birch coming over to take with his left foot. Curls one in towards the near post. It's a good delivery, and it's poked home at the back stick. A dream start for the visitors. Dan Metzger gives Memphis the lead.
Memphis starting the game off with a lot of energy, dangerous ball at the back post, and was able to put that one away.
Well, Seth, you touched on it in our pregame here. Mark Birch, cultured left foot, and there's some decent service in towards the back post.
Yeah, he's been putting. He's had quite the lengthy career, and has been putting great balls in over the years, and didn't disappoint on that one.
Metzger just creeping in along the back post. Tyler Freeman trying to mark him there, and the midfielder getting his first goal of the season for Memphis 901 FC in the USL. And what a start this is for the visitors and their first foray at Children's Mercy Park. Well, Seth, it's a early goal conceded by SPR. What's the mindset of players when you give it up in the opening 3 minutes?
Yeah, I think you just need to settle down and find your feet a little bit. Sometimes it gets a little bit hectic at the beginning of the game, and you know, it's the team that's a little bit more calm and composed that tends to have the better start. So little rattled for Sporting, or excuse me, for Swope Park Rangers so far, but I'm sure they'll bounce back here.
Of course, 6 changes made to the lineup by that man Powell Nagamura, a guy you know pretty well, Seth.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to play with him for 4 or 5 years with Sporting Kansas City. He seems like a quiet guy, but he is one of the most competitive guys I've ever been around. So I'm sure he's not going to be happy with the start, and I'm sure he'll get these guys going here.
What have you seen from Powell Nagamura as a coach now in his 2nd year with the Swope Park Rangers? Of course, you're in and around the Rangers at times, and he's in and around the Sporting KC setup, as you mentioned. He comes across as soft-spoken, but what have you seen from him as a coach?
Yeah, I think he's just a great fit, especially with younger guys. I think he knows the game so well. He reads the game well. And he knows what it takes to win. He's been a winner at Sporting, and I think he's going to bring that culture to the Rangers as well. But you know, it takes time with younger guys. They gotta get experience and learn how to play at a different level. And you know, as we talked about at the beginning, they're off to a slow start at the beginning of the year, but seem to be rounding the form a little bit.
There's battle for it in midfield after Hernandez had seemed like he was going to get away on the center circle. Good recovery by Cameron Lindley for Memphis 901 FC. Speaking of recoveries, there's Sean Karani coming back from his winger position. It's an errant pass from Eric Dick, and just offside, Elliot Collier unable to get himself in an onside position after the quick turnover. There's our referee, John Freeman, man in the middle for tonight's action, and he's helped out by his near side AR. Eric Dick back into the starting lineup, making his 4th start of the campaign. Well, he won't get a clean sheet, but he does have the only clean sheet so far in the season for the Swope Park Rangers. That was in his last game for SPR back on April 20th. A 0-0 draw with Birmingham. Here's Tyler Freeman dancing around a few defenders. Freeman still going edge of the area. Just nipped there at the end by Lagos Kunga. Mazy run by Tyler Freeman.
Just a little bit more of what you want to see from the Rangers, just opening the game up, more composed on the ball, and making Memphis defend a little bit here.
Good spell of possession this for SPR, as Karani will go all the way back to Kave Rad, another one of the SKC Academy products on an Academy contract. Kave Rad making his 2nd consecutive start. Went the full 90 in that 1-1 draw on Sunday against Atlanta United 2. 17-year-old. Here's Swope Park Rangers still with the ball. Karani on the edge of the area, upended. He got the pass away to Tyler Freeman, but John Freeman uninterested in a foul. Felipe Hernandez now carving out some space. And he is a guy that is flowing with confidence. Felipe Hernandez scored in 3 straight, and he has a go with his left foot there.
He's just such an active player in the midfield, covers so much space and not afraid to get into the tackle. And obviously you saw him win a ball in a good spot there, and was able to get a good shot off.
This one's over the top. Rad will run back and get onto it. Lays it off for Eric Dick to clear up towards Sean Karani. And Sean Karani making his 1st professional start. The youngster, 18-year-old out of Wichita, Kansas, SKC Academy product, still on an Academy contract. He has made 5 sub appearances. Here he goes, sprinting down the right-hand side. Karani into the area, cuts it back. Jake Davis is there. Oh, that's a fantastic save. It looked destined for the bottom corner, but Jeff Caldwell keeps it out with a big left paw.
What a ball and run from Karani there, and Jake Davis making that run from out of the midfield, getting in the box and putting a good shot off it. But that was an unbelievable save from the Memphis goalkeeper there.
He must have thought he scored there, Jake Davis. Placed it behind the keeper, who's sprinting to his right.
I think he did. I think you could see his hands start to go up and celebrate. But what a save!
That is a wonderful save from Jeff Caldwell. Jake Davis, another one of those Academy products in the starting lineup. gets the delivery here, and you mentioned it, the run from Sean Karani as here, 2 Academy products connecting.
Yeah, such a great ball from Karani there, because it's instinctual for the center back to drop and you know, cover the goal as much as possible. But when it's cut back there and Memphis doesn't have players back, that's a perfect spot for Jake Davis to come in and get a great shot off.
So a bright start for 2 of the young SKC Academy kids in the Swope Park Rangers starting lineup here. And if not for Jeff Caldwell, this game would be level. What a save that is, making his 11th start. He's played all but 1 game for Memphis, Jeff Caldwell, coming out of the University of Virginia. That was a wahoo-wah type of save. Riley able to keep that one under pressure, and he gives it out to Akhmatov. It's left by Segbers. That's allowed for Memphis to get back on the ball here. After a good start by Memphis, seems like the Rangers able to have possession here over the past couple of minutes.
Definitely started to settle into the game and looking a lot better here.
Birch looking back for Tristan Hodge, who drops it back to Caldwell, and his punt goes up for Alexander. Moved forward and out of play. There's Tim Mulqueen, head man of the first season for Memphis 901 FC, and making his return to Kansas City as well. He was the goalkeeper coach for the Wizards back in the day with Tony Miola. Had a chance to talk to him on the phone this week, and he sounded really excited to be back in Kansas City. He actually hasn't been back to Children's Mercy Park. It's his first time here at this venue. Good to see a former Wizard in the fold. Here's a ball towards the back post, and Segbers trying to head it back for the goalkeeper, but goes out of play. It'll be another Memphis corner. We've seen the quality that Memphis have on these set-piece situations as they open the scoring from the near side corner, but it'll go to the far side for this one. So we are 12th minute here, Memphis leading through that corner kick conversion. Dan Metzger on the back post, and now the Rangers will have to try and defend this set-piece situation. Deep towards the back post again, and it's headed back into a dangerous area. It's Alexander who skies his clearance. It bounces in the box, and finally Eric Dick able to claim it with 2 hands. Looks like possible head injury here, so John Freeman will stop the game, and hopefully it's all okay for Josh Morton, who is making his first start for Memphis this season. Take a look at his head, and Seth, that reminds me of USL being in the news recently for their proposal of a head injury substitution. Not to put you on the spot here, but I'm curious what your thoughts are there. I know the Swope Park Rangers just lost a player, Justin Bilyeu, announcing an early retirement because of concussions and head injuries throughout his career.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for Justin, because he's a quality player and I think had a lot of potential. But I'm sure he'll land on his feet. But yeah, no, I think allowing an extra substitution for concussions is, I think it's a smart thing. I think there's opportunities for players to try to play through those situations and not hurt their team if all subs even used and things like that. So it's definitely something you don't want to mess around with. You know, it's a career that can last 10 years, but you know, if you've got concussion issues, it's something that's going to last you a lifetime. So something you don't want to mess around with.
We hope Josh Morton is okay. He's trotted back onto the field into his right back position. Interesting proposal from the USL.
I'm sure the issue you run into with that is if guys are faking it, trying to get an extra sub and things like that, which is sometimes hard to determine. So.
Yeah, that's got to be the tough part with that, hasn't it? Wonder if people would take advantage at the end. There's Morton, looks to be okay. stop for that head injury by the referee, but back on the way. And Cam McLiley wearing the captain's armband for the Rangers this evening. Graham Smith has been wearing the captain's band for most of the season, but sustained a pretty gnarly cut above the eye on Sunday against Atlanta United too.
Yeah, I've seen the cut. It's he's got some stitches in there. It looks like took a pretty big blow there.
To be fair to him, he missed about a minute or two of action. Came back wearing a Ninja Turtles headbands. Got back in the game, but unable to go tonight. As I think, like you said, a couple stitches in there. I'm not sure he'd be able to head a ball. Rangers now moving forward into attack through Alexander. A couple of step overs. Laying it off for Vanacore Decker. Put it between the wickets there, and it's well defended by Morton, and then he plays it off. Vanacore Decker out for a throw. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Well, 15 minutes in the books here. Seth Sinovic, what have you made of the start between these two teams?
After the first 3 to 5 minutes from the Rangers, I think they've settled in really well. Obviously created that great chance with Karani making that run and cut back to Jake Davis, but starting to settle, starting to get a little bit more possession and control the game a little bit more here. So hopefully create a few more chances here.
Got a multi-ball situation here as finally it's put out of play. It's thrown in for Joachim Graf, and now it's all the way back out to Mark Birch. Memphis coming off a decent run of form here after they started the season just trying to gel together this expansion side, as Tim Mulqueen, head coach for Memphis, put it. 22 players, 22 different situations coming together all at once.
It's a great ball there from Alexander.
And Hernandez trying to slide it in behind. You see the lightning fast pace of Sean Karani as he challenges all the way to the goalkeeper and just about gets there. It's prodded forward by Caldwell and then into the path of Joachim Graf, and Memphis now escaping a situation back at their goalkeeper, and they've got it forward in attack. Dropping it back for Abdi Mohammed. Memphis on a 3-game unbeaten run if you include their Open Cup victory last Wednesday over New York Red Bulls under 23s. And Seth, I talked to Tim Mulqueen. He said they really focused on the defensive aspect of this team, bringing in 22 different players, 22 different situations. And so he thought maybe the attacking portion of their side struggled to get fluidity in the early stages of this season, but he feels like they're starting to kind of get some of that and some organization in attack as well.
So far, their movement's been pretty good up top in the midfield and creating some opportunities. You can definitely see that they've been working on the defensive side of the ball. They're very organized when Swope's trying to build out and making it difficult for them. But yeah, so far so good, I think, for Memphis. I think they've got some quality players out there and creating some good opportunities.
There's a good interchange of passes. Collier gets involved with his own teammate, lays it back, and it's a curler over the head there of Joachim Graf. Trickle out of play. Take a look here at Elliot Collier getting involved again here in the early stages.
Yeah, not a bad idea on that ball there, just over Graf's head. A little unfortunate for Memphis there.
Rangers now building back from the goal kick. Back with Kaveh Rad. Getting into Jake Davis, who had his shot spectacularly saved. So it could have been a play from Tyler Freeman. It's opened it up for Alexander now. Edge of the area, trying to look for Tyler Freeman, and just not on the same wavelength there, but
It was a good run from Alexander out of the back there. you know, possession's so vital to the way the Rangers want to play. It allows the outside backs who both like to get forward. So, you know, good patience there in possession, and Alexander was able to get forward and nearly find Tyler Freeman there at the top of the box.
Step over move to create some separation there, Alexander. It's a tough ask for Mark Zegbers, but he's done really well there to keep that ball. Now we'll try and switch play again. Morton was there to read it for Memphis. Now Riley. Riding the challenge. Advantage was given initially and then pulled back for the foul. Jochen Graf in on Camden Riley.
I lost the ball in that long switch there, but it was good pressure from the Rangers to not allow them to get out, and obviously want a foul here. Back on the ball.
Camden Riley, a draft pick for Sporting Kansas City, wound up signing a Rangers contract. He's a guy that's played a lot as defensive midfielder, but he's here at center back this evening. You've had a chance to train with him at times, Seth. What have you seen from Camden Riley?
Yeah, he's a fun player to watch. He's very structurally sound as a player. He's a very good passer, plays a really good long ball. I think he reads the game really well, so he's a good player.
Starting to come into his own here in the Rangers setup. Obviously, Paulo Nagamura sees his value, giving him the armband.
Yeah, so much of it is just getting experience and understanding what to do within the system.
What a turn that was. And then collision in the box, right under the nose of John Freeman. He points to a goal kick. Not much of an argument from Felipe Hernandez, but there was one from his teammates. How about that shot from Tyler Freeman?
Yeah, Tyler Freeman's such a good player in tight spaces. I think that's one of his biggest strengths. So obviously a great turn right there.
To the referee's credit, not much of a argument from Felipe Hernandez. It was more of an argument from his teammates there inside the area on that 50-50 challenge.
If I'm being honest, I'd be pretty disappointed if I were a defender and that was called a penalty kick.
We're all about honesty here, Seth.
Gotta try, though.
Good shoulder-to-shoulder challenge is what the referee saw there from Tristan Hodge.
Did a good job there of reading Hernandez's intentions and stepped in front. It's a good spot.
This one's out of play, so Rangers will be able to move forward. Well, we saw a little bit of Tyler Freeman and what he can do on a soccer pitch there moments ago. The 16-year-old just back from representing his country at the U17 CONCACAF Championships, where the United States qualified for the World Cup later on this year. He and Gianluca Busio playing a big part in that qualification. Have you had a chance to talk to him since he's been back, Tyler Freeman?
Talked to him a little bit. Talked to Gianluca Busio as well. Is there as well. I think they had a good time. They had a good run there, and we're happy to have him back. So
highly rated prospect Tyler Freeman. Of course, he's playing up an age group or two when he's with the U17s. Made a handful of appearances as the U.S. made it to the final and were unlucky, I think, in that game against Mexico. They wound up losing 2-1 in extra time, but hit the post a few times. Really had some wonderful attacking play in that game. Here's a decent foray forward from Lagos Kunga.
It's really good from Hernandez to step out there and win that ball, closing a lot of ground and putting him under pressure.
Here he is on the right side, trying to curl across into the run of Ethan Vanacore-Decker. And in the end, Abdi Mohammed just putting that one out of play. He was not going to take any chances along the back there. Seen Felipe Hernandez, who really has been the main man for the Swope Park Rangers this season. Their leading goal scorer, has scored in 3 straight.
Yeah, along with his work ethic, I think consistency is another thing for him. You see him in the lineup week in and week out, and always putting in a strong performance. So he's a fun player to watch, and a guy that you respect while you watch because he works so hard.
Akhmatov getting pulled down by Dan Metzger, the goal scorer. The referee calling for the foul. Here is Akhmatov. Back now with Hernandez. Alexander in some space on the near side. Freeman giving it back to Alexander. These two starting to combine in the first half. Well, you can hear Paulo Nagamura's instructions sound on the near sideline saying, move the ball. And you mentioned it a little bit earlier, Seth. That's a hallmark of this 4-3-3 system that we see supporting Kansas City and the Swope Park Rangers. How important is that movement of the ball in this setup?
It's big. You know, it seems simplistic to move the ball from side to side, but the more you do that, the more they have to stretch themselves and get a little bit unorganized, and that's when you find those pockets to attack. So, you know, little passes like that are huge to keeping possession, as simple as it seems, but it's crucial to the way that the Rangers want to play. And like I said, it disorganizes them and gives them opportunities to create more chances.
Of course, while we're talking about that, commentators curse the Rangers lose possession, but they get it back here on a misplayed pass by Memphis on the far sideline. Back now with Eric Dick. As Swope Park Rangers still looking for that second win of the season, but they've played better of late as well. Been so many faces in and out of the lineups for the Swope Park Rangers to start the season. Injuries that you guys with Sporting Kansas City have sustained have taken a toll on the Rangers as well. How tough is it for a team to perform when you have players that are rotating in and out of the team?
I think it's difficult because you want to get consistency with the guys you're playing with. You develop that chemistry. You learn certain tendencies, and I think that's has to be a struggle for the Swope Park Rangers so far, especially with so many young guys. So I think they're, all things considered, doing all right. And like we said, they're kind of coming into themselves as the year has gone on.
Good result. And a thrilling 1-1 draw here on Sunday against Atlanta United. There's a full-blooded challenge between Camden Riley and Joachim Graf. We've seen those two get involved in a few altercations early on in this game already. Back now to Jeff Caldwell. As there's that man again, Felipe Hernandez, pressing and forcing that out for a throw.
All over the place, just covers so much ground.
The Nashville native, maybe there's a little bit of Nashville animosity in this game against Memphis.
Definitely could be.
20-year-olds, second on the team in minutes, second on the team in chances created. This one drifts all the way back for Camden Riley, who's going to just shield that one out of play. Riley coming to the Rangers through the University of Pacific from Dallas, Texas originally. Played a ton of games for University of Pacific in his 4-year career there. It's a turnover, and Memphis trying to stand it up for the back post. Elliot Collier, and that one just not the connection that Josh Morton wanted from his right back position. And now Memphis will extend their pressure.
It's good composure from Riley out of the back there.
Inside his own penalty box as well. Under pressure, keeping the ball for the Rangers. They're starting to string some passes together here. Hernandez finds Alexander. Putting Kunga on his heels and then distributing it to Rad. Hernandez. Recycle it back now with Riley. Freeman spins around, gives it off to Alexander. And the goalkeeper with a big shout, Caldwell able to claim. Well, you talked about the connections that you have on the field. It seems like Tyler Freeman and Alexander are starting to develop something here along the left-hand side of the field.
Freeman in particular, I think, has been very active this first half. Has been clean with his touches, finding good spots, finding good spaces, and as you said, is connected well with Alexander as well. It looks like they're on the same page in a lot of situations here.
I think in just his third start of the season, Freeman, he's been out and about with representing his country, among other things. Here's a foul given by Freeman. Not that Freeman, the other Freeman.
Looks like Karani may have been off to the races there. A little unfortunate that he called or didn't play possession on that one.
Alexander now. Streaking forward, and he's found a pass into the left inside channel for Vanacore Decker. Davis with the left foot. Could test the goalie. No, in the end, it'll be harmless. Shouldn't quite connect with that the way he wanted to, Jake Davis.
There's really good movement out of in the build up there with the Rangers. You see Alexander get the ball, and Tyler Freeman opens up wide, draws the right back to him, and then you see Jake Davis make that run into the channel and behind. It's difficult to cover that when so many guys are making movements off the ball. So it was good from Swope right there.
Well, Alexander playing left back for the Swope Park Rangers. It's a position you know well, Sesanovic, and this is a still young Brazilian talent, just 20 years old, coming over from Atletico Paranense this past offseason. He's really been impressive in the Swope Park Rangers setup. What have you seen from Alexander so far this year?
You can just tell he has so much ability on the ball, and he's so dangerous going forward. I think just, you know, the ins and outs of the games and experience that you get with more games, I think he'll get that as he gets older and gets more experience, and I think that will only help him as a player, yeah. But he's certainly fun to watch.
Bombs down that left flank like a typical Brazilian fullback. Plenty of attacking flair as well.
And I think that's what the Rangers want out of him. I'm not saying he's not a good defender. I think he's a very good defender, but he's out there for his attacking ability and you know, his ability to unbalance the team by getting forward as an outside back.
Leads the team in chances created on the season, Alexander, from that left back position. I think that speaks to exactly what you're saying. He's got some defending to do, as it's Adam Nadja tucking in from that right-hand side, and Memphis now getting a little bit of the ball here. Big diagonal up for Nadja. It's Alexander heading it away, and then Rad will complete the clearance.
Well done, Danny.
And here's Mulqueen liking that one from the sideline, and it's a ball up towards the top, chested down. It's offside there on Graff, and he's upset with himself. Tim Mulqueen on the near side liked that build-up from Memphis.
Y'all can work for him then. Tyler, higher, Tyler. Tyler, higher.
Back now with Rosenbeck Akhmetov. Fans, follow the Rangers and the rest of the USL Championship all season long on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. As the Rangers get forward down that right-hand side. Join the over 2 million sports fans who have already discovered ESPN Plus. Back to that in just a second, because Sean Karani has made a good run in behind the back line. He'll check back now with Hernandez. Segber's trying to scoop it over for Hernandez. That wasn't far off from a good connection on the right side for the Swope Park Rangers.
That was a good idea, just pulled a little bit to the left there. Good run from Felipe Hernandez in there.
Freeman wanted to turn.
As this game's going on, you can see Tyler Freeman trying to drift back and find the ball underneath a little bit more, and you can see Paulo Nagamura trying to usher him forward a little bit more because you want him as close to the goal as possible. But as a guy that likes to be on the ball, he's naturally just dropping back and trying to find it.
Horton thought he got a piece of the ball there, but the referee disagrees, so it'll be a free kick for the Rangers. Alexander with his magical left foot here, standing over. Curls one up in towards the penalty area. Karani gathers it on the right-hand side. Gets around one defender. Chopping in between two, and he wins the penalty! What a moment, Sean Karani!
Such a dynamic player going to guys, and you know that's what you get when you get you know, athletic, talented, and skillful guys run into defenders in the box. They may have to make a last-ditch effort there to stop it, and puts them under pressure and draws a penalty out of it.
Take another look at this. Yeah, it's an elbow in the back there from Abdi Mohammed. who was initially beaten by that wonderful dribbling skill, Sean Karani.
Yeah, great ability in tight spaces there. That's something that he's really good at. Not just there as a out-and-out runner. He's got skill on the ball, and he's going to take you on. Obviously did well there.
Wins the penalty for the Swope Park Rangers, who have a chance to equalize here. Camden Riley wearing the captain's armband. Steps up and fires home. 1-1 in Kansas City. Camden Riley with his first professional goal.
You can definitely see the excitement on his face after that one.
How about this for a penalty as well? Into the side netting. Keeper goes the wrong way. And Camden Riley has leveled things here for the Swope Park Rangers.
I think that goal was definitely coming. Swope Park Rangers started to settle into the game a little bit more after that first 5 minutes, and you know, while there wasn't chance after chance or anything like that, they were definitely putting themselves in dangerous situations, and looks like they're on the run here again.
It's Hernandez on the edge of the box, chops it around one defender, pops to Akhmatov. He'll spin back and all the way back now with Rad. He's trying to pop this one over the top for Freeman. It's a good leap and then a foul. Dick Davis in on.
Rad's got the right idea on a couple of those long switches, but just under hitting them just a little bit.
Well, I think you're spot on, Seth, that Rangers have gotten back into the game. First 15 minutes was 60% possession for Memphis. We're now at a 50-50 split here, which means the Rangers have really picked it up over the last 20 minutes or so.
And we talked earlier about Memphis's organization defensively, but I think Swope, when they haven't had possession, they've been in good solid blocks and have been defending pretty well.
We'll have to do some defending here because Elliot Collier has got the turn and the slip on Camden Riley. It's Rad with the sliding block clearance. The youngster coming over to cover for his center half partner. And then Vanacore Decker, and no argument from Mark Birch there. Looked like he knew what he was doing on that foul. The captain for Memphis breaking this counter-attacking option up as here's Elliot Collier into the box.
Good spot from Rad there to slide over and make that clearance.
Kave Rad, second consecutive start out of Durham, North Carolina, part of the North Carolina pipeline that we have here in Kansas City. More than a few players come over from
Bucio's a North Carolina kid, Jalen Lindsay.
Jalen Lindsay, yeah. Gianluca Bucio, the Rads. Speaking of,
feeling pretty good about themselves right now.
Saw themselves on the video board, the two young SPR and Sporting Kansas City prospects. Here's a foul on Sean Karani, who I think Abdi Mohammed is happy to take that foul. He's seen a little bit too much of Sean Karani here in the opening 38 minutes. Good battle developing there on that far side of the pitch.
Yeah, Karani's been all over him this first half. He's making life difficult for him as a left back there.
He's won 5 duels already, Sean Karani, as a winger. I'd like to see the fight in his first ever start as a professional. Seth, can you take me back to the time when you made your first career professional start? What are the feelings? Are there butterflies going on there?
Definitely pretty nervous. My first game was at LA Galaxy back in the day with the New England Revolution. And Landon Donovan was playing on my side of the field, so that was a little bit surreal. But one of my teammates, as we were walking out, I was extremely nervous. Told me I deserved to be here, and that kind of changed things for me. So I enjoyed it and had a great time. I think we lost the game 1-0, but it was a surreal experience for me.
Yeah, how about that? Landon Donovan lining up as your first major opponent opposite you. It's not a welcome one to MLS, I would say. Maybe
I should have traded jerseys with him. I never did, but I should have.
Jake Davis winning the foul. Lagos Kunga just drawing it back there.
It's a really good first touch from Jake Davis to take it across Kunga's body there and either force him to foul him or let him go. And obviously, the former was taken from there on Kunga, or by Kunga.
It's a good anecdote from you, Seth, on a teammate just kind of calming the nerves before your first professional start.
Yeah.
Telling you belong. Wonder if there's anyone here that put an arm around Sean Karani's shoulder, because he looks juice and really excited here in this opening 45.
You know, it's funny because anytime there's a new guy starting in a game that I'm playing or I'm on the bench for, and I have an opportunity to talk to him, that's the first thing I say to him as they're getting ready to play. I say, you deserve to be here, because they do. And it's sometimes that little extra shot of confidence that you know gets them through that first game and gets them through those butterflies early on.
Tyler Freeman winning a round of applause from his coach, and then just misplayed that pass, but there's a loose touch and Alexander pounces onto it. Now he's charging forward into the box. Bounces nicely, still alive. Memphis hacking that one clear. And now they might have a chance to counter. Collier shrugging off the challenge from Akhmatov. Here goes the big man for Memphis, streaking down the middle of the pitch, and Mark Segbers tracking all the way back and recovering that one for the Swope Park Rangers, and he wins a foul as well.
Great recovery from Segbers there. That's one of the most difficult jobs as an outside back, especially on a team where you like the outside backs to get forward. If you do lose the ball in bad spots, you gotta work as hard as you can to get back and hopefully make goal-saving tackles like that one there from Segbers.
You saw him just kind of on the outside of your picture there as the replay started, and just busting his lungs to get back and getting in the way of that pass. Mark Segbers, who is from St. Louis, former Wisconsin Badger, and he's made a big presence here in his first season in Kansas City. This is his 9th start. He's played in every single game for the Swope Park Rangers as well, and really seems to have locked down that right back position.
He's definitely a dangerous guy going forward, and obviously isn't afraid to track back and do the work as well.
Leading the team in minutes coming into this game as well, Mark Segbers. He and Alexander have provided some good fullback play for the Rangers in the early stages of this season. Two guys that seem to be ever present in Paulo Nagamura's lineup, and here is Segbers now on the ball. Finds a good pass infield for Akhmatov. Alex gets his head up, but just keep it here with Jake Davis. Little 1-2. And Lagos Kunga looked like he was out of position there for a second, but he's done well to get back in and earn the foul for Memphis. Lagos Kunga was loaned to Memphis just last week from Atlanta United. Youngster born in Angola, but raised in the ATL, and led Atlanta 2 in appearances last season in their first season as a team. Now he's moved on loan to another team, making their first foray in the USL Championship. There's an awkward thigh that Alexander has to go and retrieve, and now he's got Kunga on his back. Gets it back to Riley. Tries to clear, and Birch coming over in front of Vanacore Decker. Closing in on the final few minutes of this first half. Memphis taking the lead early on inside the opening 3 minutes. On a corner kick, Dan Metzger pouncing on the back post and putting it home. The Rangers equalizing through a penalty won by this man, Sean Karani, and now he's looking lively, cutting in and around 2 defenders. It's a tackle, but into the feet of Hernandez. Exchanges a 1-2 with Freeman. The Rangers now calm things down with Segbers. Here, Karani just beaten to the punch by Cameron Lindley. Bit of an awkward sorting of the feet by Jochen Graff there, but did the job. I think here the displeasure of Tim Mulqueen on the sideline of that pass.
Did not like that ball at all. I think as Swope Park Rangers have started to come into the game a little bit more and gain a little bit more possession, I think Memphis is struggling to get out when they do win the ball because they haven't had very much possession lately. So it's been good from the Rangers, and hopefully create a few more chances here.
Segwers and Karani on the right-hand side. Jake Davis, who's playing despite breaking his wrist not too long ago. Rocking the cast on his right wrist there.
He's looked sharp so far. Obviously had that chance early on where the goalie made a great save, but his movement's been very good. He's been clean with his touches for the most part.
Just 17 years old, Jake Davis. Rocking the number 64. I don't think he was probably alive when Nintendo 64 came out. It's a loose ball picked up by Memphis. They'll go back to the goalkeeper. And here's what you're talking about. It's just been tough for Memphis to build anything once they regain possession. And the Rangers, we called for a foul here, actually. It's Camden Riley in on the back of Graff.
No, that consistency I'm asking for.
Get updates and alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for Swope Park Rangers and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on the Rangers' next match. Go to ESPN.com now and click follow for your club. We are now into added time. 2 minutes added on here at the end of the first half. Memphis trying to build some passes here together. Cameron Lindley's been dropping deep here to try and get on the ball. Here he is getting it back from Felipe Hernandez. Lindley on loan from Orlando City. He's been fantastic in the short time he's been with Memphis so far this season. Here he is getting on the ball deep again as Rangers have dropped a little bit deep here as we're almost through one of the 2 minutes of added time. Kunga riding that challenge well. And now Kunga, edge of the area. Kunga has a left-footed shot that rolls into the palms of Eric Dick.
Yeah, it's a good run from Kunga there. I'd like to see the center back step up a little bit earlier, but Eric Dick was in a good spot to make the save. Hopefully Swope will see out the half here and take it to the locker room 1-1, and I think they'll feel pretty good about themselves after the start that they had coming back into this game, creating more chances. And I think as the second half goes on, the more possession Swope has, I think Memphis will wear down a little bit more, and hopefully that will create some holes to exploit.
Freeman picking up the pieces there and lays it back off. Riley goes over to retreat, get it back for the Rangers.
Good composure from the guys coming out here.
Under pressure, but keeping possession. Intricate passing along the back, and then Eric Dick puts this one out of play.
Spoke a little bit too soon there.
Again, it's the commentator's
curse. Yeah.
It's not our fault. Lindley tackled by Davis, but it breaks for Collier. And now Davis with another tackle, and that'll be the last act of the first half. An entertaining first half as Memphis struck early through Dan Metzger, only for Camden Riley to convert a penalty, his first professional goal that equalized things for the Swope Park Rangers. Seth, you talked about it just a little bit there, but it seemed like the Rangers really came into their own as that half wore on.
Yeah, they really found the game as the game went on, and you know, all of it comes down to is the simple passes and keeping possession, and that's going to create a lot of opportunities for them. And as it gets unbalanced, you get the wingers like Karani going at their outside backs a little bit more and creating chances like that penalty you drew.
Well, stick with us as we'll be right back for all the halftime highlights, stats, and analysis. The Swope Park Rangers and Memphis 901 FC tied at 1 at the break. It's halftime here at Children's Mercy Park. Swope Park Rangers and Memphis 901 FC tied at 1 goal apiece as they both try and get a crucial 3 points early on in the Eastern Conference here in the USL Championship. Again, I'm Carter Augustine, joined by Sporting Kansas City defender Seth Sinovic. And Seth, what do you think the key is for the Swope Park Rangers if they want to try and get all 3 points here this evening? They have already, of course, leveled after going down early.
Yeah, I think the key for them is the possession in the game. I think that's where they're getting all their opportunities. More specifically, possession in the attacking half. The more guys they can have in the attacking half, if they do lose the ball, they're in good spots to win the ball back and you know, create those one-on-one opportunities, especially for Karani on the right side there.
Well, we'll see if the Rangers can do that in the second half. Let's take a look at what these two teams did in the first half for Camden Riley as he gets his first professional goal and levels the score for the Swope Park Rangers in this first half. It's 1-1 at halftime between SPR and Memphis 901. Stick with us. We'll be back with all the stats and analysis from that first half.
Phoenix coming out the other way. Junior Fleming's leading the charge. Numbers forward for Phoenix. John trying to go back for Fleming's. Flack stays down, back across, solo!
We're underway right off the bat. Here's Justin Dillon moving up the middle. He's going to push that ball wide toward Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a first touch cross back inside for Dillon and a goal! Less than 10 seconds.
Poku slicing through. Quadro Poku scored! Tahana again.
Lomas kicks it to his right, crosses it underneath Miller, and it's knocked away. Spangenberg deflects it, laying out and making the save.
It's a great save again.
It's acquired a backstage pass. Doyle recovers. Aduro 1-0.
Go to work to the byline, crossing in. It's a goal! Again, Jerome Kiesewetter.
It's Brayner! What a hit!
Is electric.
Into the box, a strike, and a goal.
Kiesewetter knocked away by Zell.
What a save for Brian Myers. The most dangerous player, perhaps in USL League One. Pepe curls! Ricardo Pepe, brilliance!
Looking to get that right foot off for an incredible one-handed save by Kevin Silva.
Developing situation, Jones. Jones on the move, Jones with a shot! Rips it off the right post. Another opportunity, and the strike is true. JC Banks now, letting it rip from deep. What a save by Hara!
Cablante, back of the net. 42nd minute.
Forward the second go, falls through, saved by Fitzgerald. Oh, what a stop.
Does the PK not count as a chance created?
We are back here at Children's Mercy Park. Score is tied at 1 between the Swope Park Rangers and Memphis 901 FC. And it's been a tough start to the season for these two teams as we take a look at the early season standings in the Eastern Conference. A young team in the Swope Park Rangers and an expansion side in Memphis. Still a lot of time left in this season for these two teams to get things turned around.
Yeah, like we talked about, both teams seem to be getting on the right track after a slow start. So hopefully the Rangers can climb the table as the game or as the season goes on.
Tampa Bay Rowdies continuing their fine form to start this season. Take a look at the halftime stats and what stands out to you in this, Seth Sinovic, as we take a look at some of these halftime statistics.
I think it's been a pretty even game so far. Duels won are even, possessions fairly even. You can see the Rangers started to get more possession as the game went on. I think we said it was about 60-40 for the first 15 minutes for Memphis, but looks like overall 55% for the Rangers, and I look for them to build on that in the second half.
The Rangers playing back-to-back home games. It'll go on the road this weekend, but they're back in action Wednesday, June 5th here at Children's Mercy Park to take on Loudoun United. Of course, the team with a good relationship with DC United making their first foray into USL Championship play. Make sure you go to sportingkc.com/Rangers or SeatGeek to get tickets for that future match here at Children's Mercy Park. Some things happening in the USL Championship this week. You can vote on the Week 11 goal of the week. You can win tickets through USL Pick'em. And 37 players from the league included on the provisional rosters for the Gold Cup. Gold Cup, always such a fun tournament to watch throughout the summer in the USL Championship. Well represented in that. Seth, what do you think the USA's chances are in the Gold Cup this summer?
I'm really interested to see what the USA does in the Gold Cup. I think obviously there's a big transition with the new coach and a lot of new players, a lot of young players. So it should be an exciting group to watch.
Really fun, of course. There'll be some Gold Cup games, including the USA, here at Children's Mercy Park later on this summer. So make sure you get here for that, which will be really fun to watch in the Gold Cup. Well, Hat Trick Harry trying to get the crowd into it here at halftime, and hopefully you can get the Swope Park Rangers back into it in the second half as well. It's tied at the halftime interval. We'll be right back for second half kick between the Swope Park Rangers and Memphis 901. Back here at Children's Mercy Park, the Swope Park Rangers and Memphis 901 tied at 1 at halftime. Alongside Seth Sinovic, reporting Kansas City defender, I am Carter Augustine. And Seth, what did you like from the Swope Park Rangers in that first half, and what do you want to see in the second half?
After the slow start, I thought the possession was a lot better from Swope. I'd like to see more possession in the second half. I'd like to see more possession to give a little bit more opportunity for the outside backs, which we know are good going forward, to get forward. So I think that's going to be big for them.
And then for the visitors, what does Memphis need to do here in the second half if they want to turn this current draw into all 3 points?
Yeah, when the Rangers are possessing in in their attacking half, I think it's making it difficult for Memphis to get out. So it's kind of a thankless job, but the forwards need to do a little bit better job of holding up the ball and allowing the Memphis players to get out.
Those will be some stuff to watch here in the second half as these two teams trying to get on the board with a win. We've had a halftime substitution for the home side. You're looking at Jerome Ngam-Mbakele as he's checked in for Tyler Freeman. Seth, what'd you make of Tyler Freeman, who of course has been jet-setting all over the country, representing his USA U17s and then playing the first 45 here at Children's Mercy Park tonight?
I think for the first 20-30 minutes he was really active. He was finding good spots on the ball and good at dribbling and getting out of tight spaces and finding guys, and he was pretty dangerous. But I think as the half wore on, I think you can tell he was a little bit worn down from all the travel and made that substitution.
Good 45-minute run out for The 16-year-old homegrown player out of Shawnee, Kansas, takes his spot on the bench as looks like Memphis has also made a substitution here at halftime. Jacob Hauser-Ramsey checking into the game for Memphis. And I believe he's replaced Abdi Mohammed. So that moves Tristan Hodge to left back. We are back underway here in the second half. Swope Park Rangers now starting with the ball, going from left to right in their dark blue with orange trim. Memphis again in the all-white strip here this evening. As the Rangers come down this near side, and McKaylee starting out on the right-hand side, and he exchanges a 1-2 and goes immediately for goal. Well, there's some confidence straight off the bench and into the fire. Jerome McKaylee taking a shot from distance.
Much better start to this half from the Rangers than the first half. And I would imagine that substitution for Memphis had a little something to do with Karani being so dangerous in the first half.
Abdi Mohammed withdrawn. He played left back and was going up against Karani in that first half. And what a first half it was from Sean Karani, winning the penalty.
Interestingly enough, it looks like Karani's moved over to the left in this half.
There's a sliding tackle by Segbers. Referee says it's a clean one, and it had to be from that position, Mark Segbers. Now this pass intercepted by Morton, and Karani, as you mentioned, Seth, now on the left-hand side, tracking back, regaining possession. Well, he won the penalty. He had 22 touches in the first half, 90% passing accuracy, won 3 fouls as well, Sean Karani, in his first start. Seems to be all over the place in that first half.
Yeah, great first half from him so far, and hopefully we can see him build on that in the second half.
See how he does on the left-hand side with McKaylee checking in on the right. Memphis backline has been disrupted a little bit. Birch left center back, and now the substitute Jacob Hauser-Ramsey at right center back. He's on the ball. He's coming in for his 5th appearance on the season. 42nd pick in this year's draft by the Colorado Rapids out of UConn. Rangers now again trying to work things through the back. And Jake Davis. Rad had 3 white shirts bearing down on him, but he manages to find a pass for Riley. Decker trying to check back there, and it's the substitute Hauser-Ramsey who just stepped in there. Graff goes to ground, claiming a straight elbow. Rangers fans on the far side not showing any sympathy with Jochen Graff.
Yeah, it looks like he got him a little bit with a hand, but I'm certain that was unintentional from Vanneker Decker there.
That enough to send him to the ground. So sure, the referee didn't think there was anything in it. John Freeman, man in the middle. Nothing doing there. So we're back underway. And Hernandez pressing well. Chance here for the Rangers. A sliding challenge by Hauser-Ramsey. It's still alive though for SPR. And McKaylee will retrieve this on the near side. Around 1 defender. He plays it back for Segbers. Akhmatov, that pass past Alexander, but Karani able to keep it in play.
It's good patience there from McKaylee. Didn't have the opportunity or the numbers to cross that one, and keeps possession and back into dangerous position here again.
Now we'll get another chance on the right-hand side.
It's well read by the defender.
Well defended there. Adam Najem checking back his midfield role. Najem coming back to a place where he might not have the fondest of memories. Adam Najem, he played here in the College Cup with Akron back in 2015. Here he's doing a good job defensively. Just winning the foul there against McKaylee, but Najem, he and his Akron sides lost in penalties to eventual champion Stanford, which featured the likes of Jordan Morris. And in that penalty shootout. Najem missing his penalty. So back on perhaps a field of nightmares for him.
It was somewhere in the run of Stanford's 2 or 3 in a row, wasn't it?
It was. Really good. The team they built out there at Stanford, winning here in Kansas City back in 2015. Jordan Morris. Among good players on that side. Corey Baird was on that team. Now Akhmatov is playing the holding midfield role here in this 4-3-3 setup for the Rangers. That was a hefty tackle from Emma Kalin. He's gotten back onto it, but Mark Birch, no shrinking violet, and he wins back possession for Memphis. Birch, 13 MLS seasons, 234 appearances in MLS. Won the Supporters Shield in 07 and the Open Cup in 08 with DC United. Played with Minnesota, Colorado, Seattle, DC, Columbus, LA Galaxy. His path has led him here to Memphis.
And just a solid player all around. Like I said, a really good left foot. And, saw that on the surface on the first goal. Brings a lot of experience to this young Memphis organization.
Akhmatov wins the foul, and now he and Lindley going forehead to forehead there. So it gets testy in midfield, tempers flaring. And Freeman, who just had his back turned when those two players started jawing at each other, just calming things down here. Akhmatov winning the foul in midfield. Tried to ride that challenge. Advantage was played and then pulled back for the foul.
Yeah, that's a situation where you want to see some teammates come over there and try and calm them down. Obviously, emotions are running high, but you know, Akhmatov has to control himself a little bit there. Doesn't want to hurt the team in the long run, and guys got to help him out a little bit too if he's in a position where he can't control himself. Looks like they're making up pretty good here, though.
Looks like they'll be okay. Akhmatov and Lindley still talking a little bit, still chatting a little bit. It was Tristan Hodge, credit to him, who came over and broke that little scrum up. The defender for Memphis. Akhmatov, and now it's a yellow for Adam Najem. First yellow card of the game. Just didn't quite see what happened. Maybe he was a little close to the ball there, so he tried to get things started. Or maybe something he said.
Possibly dissent. Just wasn't doing what the ref was asking him to do, which is probably give him 10 yards.
Freeman now marking off that 10 yards. This is a chance for the Swope Park Rangers as they bring a couple bodies up from the back. Rad, Riley, both in the box. It's Alex who cuts it towards the near side, and now Segber's trying to put it along the edge of the 18. Doesn't beat the head of Graff. And he heads it all the way out to the far sideline. Jake Davis just going to calm things down, bring it all the way back with Eric Dick. As both teams reset from that set piece opportunity. Karani riding that challenge, and then quick first touch around a defender. Karani into the area, tries to cut it back, and it winds up deflecting off Sean Karani. It'll be a goal kick, but Sean Karani again causing some trouble.
Seeing a little bit of everything there from Karani. A little strength to hold off his defender, and then the pace right afterwards. A little unlucky not to get a corner out of it as it gets a little double deflection there, but great run from him.
Well, he was a terror for Abdi Mohammed, who was withdrawn at halftime after trying to deal with Sean Karani. He switched flanks and now causing problems for Josh Morton early on in this second half. Shove there in the back, Najem. And Mulqueen yelling out to his players to stop fouling. And he agreed with the referee's assessment there on Najem with the shove in the back. Like a pretty clear one to call in midfield. Get close to the action here in USL, Seth.
both coaches being pretty vocal here.
Two fiery competitors.
Something tells me Paulo Nagamura said something to get the guys going a little bit in the second half, because I think the energy level, especially at the start compared to the start of the first half, is quite a bit different. Already a little bit dangerous because of that.
Was Paulo vocal as a player in the locker room when you guys would go to halftime?
More so on the field than off the field. Yeah, he's a fiery competitor. He's not a guy that you want to get on his wrong side, because he's not afraid to go into a tackle with you and call you out on something. And you know, it's got a lot of qualities of a great winner, great leader as well.
Brad had stepped in there on Collier momentarily, but it pops loose to Lindley, who gets around Davis and puts in a fantastic ball into the area, offside. And maybe Jochen Graf will be happy and relieved to see that offside flag go up, because he wound up scuffing his shot attempt there.
Graf was offsides there, but that's such a great ball from Lindley. You can see the line's a little bit high, and just so much space to play that ball in and have Graf run onto, but runs a little bit off on the timing, and but still, nonetheless, a great ball from Lindley there.
Over now to Karani. His first touch just allowed Morton to get in and smash that one away. Might, Memphis, try and see a little bit more of Cameron Lindley in this second half. He's come into the game and leads the team in passes per 90 since joining, on loan from Orlando City. Of course, Mulqueen, who was in Orlando, knows him well from his time there. Here is Lindley again, exchanging a few passes along the center circle, and now it's Collier. Little jab step, Collier. Get to the end line here. Cross blocked by Segbers. He wanted a goal kick, but it'll be a corner for Memphis, their first here in the second half. He's a big man, Elliot Collier, 6'4", but got some shiftiness about him.
Yeah, moves really well. I think Segbers did well to close that down. I think he'd not like to give up the corner there, but you know, if that's worst case scenario, that's not too bad.
And here comes Cameron Lindley to take this corner kick. Memphis scored from a corner in the first half. Lindley delivers towards the back post. Segbers is there to meet it with his head. And it's a shoulder-to-shoulder challenge along the far side. It'll be a Swope Park Rangers throw.
Yeah, really well done there from Segbers.
Looked like Hodge wanted a foul, but wasn't going to be given by the referee there. So the Rangers escape the pressure from that corner kick. Morton coming up and heading that out of play. He's getting his first start in league play here, Josh Morton, for Memphis, but scored 2 goals in their Open Cup victory over the Red Bulls U23s. Not bad work for a defender as they advance 3-1.
Great play from Swope getting out of that.
Get out of that situation and forward into attack here. Segbers back with Hernandez. Looks up, has a go. Along the ground, it's blocked away, and now Segbers, and Bekele getting in that one. He tried to slip it in behind there for Hernandez, but well read by the Memphis back line.
You can hear Coach Nagamura telling him to keep it there. Wanted him to roll out of that, swing it around, and keep possession there.
Kicking every ball from the sideline, Paulo Nagamura. Not sure he's sat down too often here throughout this evening.
That's the player in him.
Riley.
Take it forward, Mark. Take it forward. Come on, squeeze. Squeeze.
Nagamura urging Mark Segbers forward, and he does exactly that. His ball in behind for Vandercourt Decker, just near enough to Hodge, who's able to snuff out the danger for Memphis.
It's a great run from Decker there. I think on that pass, if we hold that a little bit longer, you can see Karani making the run on the far side as the entire back four gets dragged across with the Decker run there.
And then Segbers still high up the pitch. It's Hernandez coming over to cover that right back position, and looks like he knows what he's doing here for Felipe Hernandez.
Yeah, not a bad foul at all. Good professional foul. Looks like Memphis was a little bit on the counter there, and Hernandez just slows the play down, allows the Rangers to get back and get in their positions and be in good spots.
Takes the yellow card there, Hernandez. And as Setsanovic said, just allows the Rangers to get back behind the ball. It looked like Memphis might have a counterattack down the other way. Hodge here. Back now with Lindley. Forming a passing triangle there in the middle of the pitch, and Memphis able to work things over to the far side. Najem trying to come back and get on the ball a little bit more here. Lindley, as talked about, the homegrown for Orlando. Actually was a Chicago homegrown, but Orlando traded for his homegrown rights. Those quirky MLS rules. Hard to keep track of at times.
There's a lot of them. There's definitely a lot of them.
But a bright prospect just got called into the U23 camp with Jason Kreis, who would of course know him well from his time in Orlando.
Yeah, I think Memphis would like to see him on the ball a little bit more. You can definitely see his quality when he gets it.
He's already second on the team in chances created, Cam Lindley, despite only playing 5 games coming into this game. This stoppage in play, it's a foul on the Rangers, allows for the second substitution of the game for Memphis. And Joachim Graf will be withdrawn for Dwayne Marquette. And Marquette had started all 11 games coming into this one. His first time finding himself out of the starting 11, and he will come back into the fold here in the second half and try and make an impact. Dwayne Marquette, the Trinidadian. He's got 2 goals on the season, which is tied for the team lead. This has been a bit of a struggle for Memphis trying to find the back of the net in the early stages, but they've done well recently, scoring multiple goals in the past few games, and they'll have to do that if they want to get a win here this evening. As we're over an hour played, these 2 teams still deadlocked, 1 goal apiece. Birch now clipping this one over the back line. Alexander retreating and plucks it out of the sky with his left foot under the pressure of Morton. Right back had made a run all the way up the pitch there. Now Karani upset with himself as he dribbles back and awards Memphis a corner here.
Yeah, does well to win the ball initially, but struggles to keep it in there as he's trying to keep the control and ends up giving up a corner.
Eric Dick will try and sort this out in between the sticks. Swope Park Rangers, Eric Dick.
Top of the box, 3-1, top of the box.
Left-footed delivery, Mark Birch in towards the 6, and it gets somehow over the head of some Memphis players, straight into the gut of Eric Dick there. Manages to pounce on the rebound as well. That was a nervy one.
Does well, or excuse me, fumbles the first one, but does well to recover, and then he gets really excited trying to get out on the break and just misses the pass there. I think he'd like to have that one back.
Like to have that one back as Memphis now building possession. Mark Birch. Najem, that's a loose pass. And it's intercepted well by Jake Davis. And this is a 2-on-1 now. Davis lays it up for Vanacore Decker. Has a go towards the near post, and it's parried out of play for a corner kick.
It's really well read by Davis there. Sees the square ball coming in and takes a chance and wins the ball there.
Streaks forward here, Davis laying it off for Vanacore Decker. Pretty straightforward save there from Jeff Caldwell, but didn't want to give up a rebound, so he's giving up a corner.
I think Vanacore Decker had a little bit more time than he thought he did there. Still creates a save, or forces a save and creates a corner on the opportunity.
Some hanky-panky in the box here between Brad and Collier.
Coming late. It's okay, it's okay.
Freeman has a word. And now blows his whistle for this corner. It's Alexander.
Come on, boys. Hey, come on.
Swinging corner. Edge of the 6th. Oh, and it's headed over by Collier. What a block there from the forward.
Seemed to be a goal-saving play from Collier there. Great header there. Great ball in as well.
Let's take another look at this chance for the Swope Park Rangers coming in from Alexander.
Still here. Come on, we got White. On your toes, White. Come on.
McKaylee, the substitute.
Yeah, I think that was headed for the net. Good play by Collier.
Cleared off the line by Elliot Collier, who's chipping in on the defensive side. I think he said we're going to wait.
Watch the lane here. Watch the lane out.
The Rangers trying to do here, bunch up everybody and make the runs at the last second. Really hard to track those runs when it's in that sort of spot.
And it's a decent chance as well. You were describing the action as it unfolded there, Seth, and it winds up dropping to Ethan Vandercourt-Decker. His header just high and wide of Jeff Caldwell's goal.
When you have so many guys starting in the same position like that, it's so hard to defend because, you know, there's these unintentional picks or intentional unintentional picks that the ref really can't call because everybody's kind of starting from the same spot. So if the runs are good, it's a recipe for some good opportunities.
Memphis can't quite control the ball here along the near side, so the Rangers recover. Segbers. There's some fouls along the near side here, or right in front of the coaches as well. Both coaches voicing their displeasure. So we'll have another attempt at this throw from Segbers. Both these teams, I think, sensing the chance for all 3 points here. And that's been tough for each of them. 2 wins for Memphis, 1 win for the Rangers on the season. Starting to get pretty chippy here as we move into the 67th minute.
Looked like a strong, good challenge from me, but I'd like to see if his studs were maybe raised a little bit, maybe a little bit dangerous there, but it's a good step there.
Here it is from the throw.
It looks like his studs were exposed a little bit, and the referee's calling a little bit of a dangerous play there. So it's unfortunate for Akhmatov.
Foul on Akhmatov. Now it's a chance for Cameron Lindley to deliver this set piece. Curling out towards the back post and just over the head of everyone and bounces out of play. Taken short on this goal kick, Dick into Rad. That's asking a lot. And how about that turn? Akhmatov inside his own area, feels the pressure, spins away, and now the Rangers down into the attacking half.
Those are the opportunities that Swope looks for building out there. You know, you got Memphis pressing as high as they are, and you know, if the Rangers are able to build out of that, there's tons of space to expose. Excuse me. And, Memphis did a good job recovering afterwards, but that's the whole point of building out.
Segbers just touching it there, getting it in front of the defender, and now Emma Cayley curling one edge of the area. Karani will pick this up in the area. Back heel, Alexander,
What a ball.
sliding it across! Mark Segbers at the back post! The fullbacks combine, and they give the Rangers a 2-1 lead.
That's such a good ball from Alexander and a great finish from Segbers there, but you know, sometimes you don't even know where the run's going, but if you see that space between the goalkeeper and the back four, if you just put it in there and put a good ball on the ground, good things can happen, and Segbers makes a great run there and finishes off a great cross from Alexander.
Look at Segbers popping up at the back post. Little back heel from Karani as well.
Very good composure from Karani to wait for Alexander to make that run and overlap him there. Great goal from Swope, from the Rangers.
Wonderful goal from the Rangers. It started inside their own half. And it winds up with the defender, Mark Segbers, getting his first goal as a Swope Park Ranger. Giving the Swope Park Rangers a 2-1 lead here late on in this one. Well, now Memphis, who had led inside 3 minutes in this game, find themselves trailing, and Have to try and get back into this one. But of course, we have Setsanovic in the booth. We have to have a goal where a fullback assists another fullback.
Of course. Got to give the fullbacks their due.
Memphis trying for an immediate response. Najem's in the box. Still on it, Najem. Tries to go for the far post. Not far wide. There, Adam Najem. Picking up the loose change in the area here and having to go with his left foot.
Everybody kind of sitting on his right foot there, looking for him to shoot it with his right, but kind of drags it onto his left and creates a good opportunity, but just pulls it just a little bit.
Najem coming over from Bethlehem Steel in the offseason. He played 38 games for them over a couple of years on loan from Philadelphia Union. There is a full-blooded challenge that happened right in front of the crowd. Rad under pressure, composed, gets it out to Alexander, and that's a good headed flick into the path of Davis. Davis asking a lot of Alexander on the return, and he's done really well. Oohs and ahs from the crowd as Alexander keeps that one, and then Segber's upset with himself on his near side, but it drifts out of play for the Rangers. Well, you highlighted him in the pregame, Alexander, and he's been living up to it so far through these opening 70 minutes.
I think he's been good, yeah, especially in the second half. That was a great ball there, but both outside backs seem to be getting a little bit more opportunity to get forward for the Rangers in the second half here, and obviously created the goal. It's been much better.
There's a substitute. Marquette has found a good pass into Najem. Akhmatov slides it away. And Karani, oh, he's fooled his defender there, put him on the ground. Sean Karani feeling it through the center of the park. Still Karani, he lays it off for Hernandez. And he puts it in between two players there. It'll go all the way back to the goalkeeper.
Karani showing his strength on that run there.
Well, he came into the game, Sean Karani, with 120 minutes. He had made a good substitute appearance on Sunday against Atlanta United 2. He's played the full 72 minutes so far in this game, in his first start as a professional. Although, as Collier gets by, plays it off, Rad out for a corner kick. Not quite sure if I can even call him a professional yet, Sean Karani. He's just on an academy deal with the Rangers, and here he goes again. Loves to run with the ball at his feet, Sean Karani.
Showing a little bit of everything there. Strength, skill, speed.
Be big here. Let's go.
As Kaveh Rad is just blocked away this cross attempt by Collier, and he's gone to ground. He signaled to the sideline that he's going to be okay. Another kid on an academy contract here.
Turn, hey, turn, get our shape. Hey, go in the water.
And now he's got some defending to do. Corner kick for Cameron Lindley. Here's the whistle. 2 hands up. Decent delivery. And it's headed home. What a goal that is. Tristan Hodge dabs in celebration, and it's tied at 2 apiece.
Good ball, great header. Looked like Eric Dick got shielded a little bit from that one as he was coming out for it.
It's Lindley delivering and swinging.
Ever since Swope, the Spark Rangers got that second goal, it seems like they were absorbing a little bit more pressure. Memphis was coming out a little bit stronger there, and resulted in a goal and a 2-2 tie here. Let's see if the Rangers can find their footing again and create a few more chances going forward here.
Well, you see what it meant to Hodge as Marquette is upended by Akhmatov, who I think is getting his final warning before he goes into the referee's pocketbook. But Hodge scoring his first goal for Memphis 901. Good leap on that delivery as well.
Great service and great header, great timing on that header. A lot of power behind it.
Now another set piece opportunity as Memphis will pump players forward right on the edge of the area. Now 2-2 here in Kansas City. Birch flips it into the area. Headed out towards the edge of the box. Kunga brings it down on his chest, going toe-to-toe with Davis. Now he's got 3 blue shirts coming over and ushering that one out of play. Well, 2 set-piece goals here for Memphis on the road. It's a good recipe when you're a road team trying to get a result.
Absolutely. I think Swope will, the Rangers will expect a little bit more out of themselves on set pieces, but you got to give Memphis some credit on good service and good finishes.
And now they'll have a chance to go straight to goal, perhaps, as Najem draws the foul. Just got his toe in there at the last second. And this is a free kick in a dangerous area for Memphis. 901. Take a look here at Najem winning the foul.
I think he sells that one a little bit, to be honest, but you know, he puts himself in a good position, and Riley puts himself in a difficult position, so referee's got to make a call one way or the other.
Certainly Riley pleading his innocence to deaf ears from John Freeman, and this is in that area that might be just a little close to go up and down.
Yeah, for me, just a little bit too close, but
Birch lining it up, and he goes for power. Eric Dick able to stand strong and palm that one away. Now it's flipped over the top, and Dick will come out here and gather that on the second attempt.
Go, 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 go.
Good save from Eric Dick right there. Yeah, that's the one where sometimes the player likes to curl it over the wall, and sometimes the goalkeeper's caught guessing, but he does well and holds his ground there. Makes a good save and retains possession with it too.
Here it is again. Just like you said, perhaps too close for Birch to go up and over, so he elects to go for power, and Eric Dick not moving from his spot, able to.
Yeah, if he's not going to hold that one there, he does a good job of parrying it to the side, so there's no rebound opportunity there.
Quite powerful, that shot as well. 15 minutes or so remaining in this game. We've seen Memphis lead early on, and the Rangers come from behind, and now Marquette trying to find a pass, and Riley had to get that one right, and he does exactly that.
Really well read by Riley there, and we're on the break a little bit here with Karani on the ball. Does well to keep it.
Game's starting to open up a little bit. Akhmatov in for Hernandez, who just gets a touch on that in front of Mark Birch. Looked like Birch thought he was going to intercept that one. Hernandez able to keep possession for the Rangers. They'll recycle it over to the right-hand side with Mark Segbers, the goal scorer.
Come on, come on.
Patient build-up here now from Swope Park Rangers.
Come on, boys.
As you had said, the game had opened up a little bit. I think both teams are catching their breath a little bit, and this is a good spell of possession for for Swope Park Rangers to do that. And, maybe settle down a little bit, catch their breath, and make another run at it.
Hey, defensively, I'll restart you.
This is the Swope Park Rangers just keeping possession here, trying to coax Memphis out of their shell. Header won by Lindley. And then Davis saying he didn't foul, and the referee agrees. But a loose pass from Segbers in towards Kunga. Riley there to tackle it away.
Great tackle from Riley right there.
And now the center back will stride forward into attack. Lays it off to the left-hand side. Karani into the penalty box. Karani initially won, and now still with Mbakele. Mbakele trying to create room for a shot, cuts it back, and again. And finally, Memphis able to clear it out of their own box. Well, from defense to attack there, through the legs of one man, Camden Riley.
Yeah, great tackle. Takes the space really well. Gives an opportunity for Karani to go one-on-one, and I don't think anybody on Memphis wants to take Karani one-on-one right now.
Jake Davis popping over on the left-hand side into some space, and now it's with Akhmatov. has a sight at goal, and that one dribbles harmlessly wide of Jeff Caldwell's right-hand post. That'll allow for the final substitution of the game for Memphis, as Ewan Grandison will check in for Lagos Kunga, who lasts 80 minutes in his debut with Memphis 901. And he'll be replaced by Ewan Grandison, who is appearing in his 11th game. He's made 8 starts so far this season. He's got 12 caps for Jamaica as well, Grandison. Coming over from Central FC. Now it's a misplayed pass from Tristan Hodge, when it looked like might be some space there for Metzger to run in behind. Into the final 10 minutes. Gut check time for both of these teams. Will someone have the quality to find a winner here late on?
As the game gets later and later, I think we're starting to see some tired legs, and this is the opportunity for somebody to step up, make a big play, make that extra run to save a goal or potentially score a goal. This is where strong mentality comes in as well for the Rangers. As a team that wants to possess the ball as much as they do, you still have to move off the ball. It's, there's opportunity. Oh, great save from Dick.
What a save from Eric Dick. Elliot Collier trying to pick out that far corner. And Eric Dick comes up with a big one-handed save. Is still alive in the area. No, it's going to be a handball given against Memphis. And that'll cool what was a really hot attack there for Memphis 901.
Eric Dick with a great save there. It's one of his biggest strengths is this shot-stopping ability. He's got enormous hands and really strong hands as well, and needed that on this play from Collier. Great save. Really good reaction from Alexander as well to cover his guy there.
Sorry, Seth really just sat up nicely for Collier there too on the bounce, trying to take it on the half volley.
Yeah, very good shot, very good save.
Late challenge and a yellow card for Ethan Vanacore Decker, as he has caused the Memphis player to be writhing in pain. Didn't see who that was. I think maybe Metzger, the receiving end of that challenge. No, it's not Metzger. Looks like Cameron Lindley, the man that was on the wrong end of that one, and Ethan Vanacore Decker goes into the referee's pocketbook.
Yeah, but as I was saying before that shot from Collier, as your mind gets tired, your legs get tired, it's that much more important to be moving off the ball and create opportunities, or else it just turns into a lot of standing around and a lot of long balls, and that's how the game gets stretched out, and you get more and more tired legs and heavy lungs. So it's important for the guys to keep moving off the ball.
Substitution here during this stoppage of play. A couple of academy players exchanging for one another. Jahan Rad will come in for Jake Davis, who lasted just over 83 minutes here. It's a free kick again, and Birch clips it in over behind the back line. Segbers rises and heads it out of play for a corner kick. So another corner to defend for the Swope Park Rangers, and it's been corner kicks where Memphis have scored their 2 goals.
Really important for the Rangers to mark up well, and Eric Dick needs to read the ball well here if he's coming out. As we know, Memphis has been really dangerous so far this game.
Lindley. Again, curling it towards the penalty spot. Oh, that was an important defensive intervention. And Bakali, the man to head this one all the way through the far side for a throw-in.
Yeah, really well done there. If that gets beyond him, I think there's an open header for, I think it was Collier coming in late there.
So it's played out of bounds. As I mentioned, Jahan Rad checking in for Jake Davis. What'd you make of Jake Davis's outing here? A highly thought of prospect coming through the SKC Academy.
I think he had a good game. I think he'd like to find the ball a little bit more. I think that's where he's at his best, is on the ball, but I really liked his movement. Wasn't afraid to make the run in the channel, and that's never a fun run for a defender or a midfielder to track. So he was active. Yeah, but like I said, I think he'd like to be on the ball a little bit more, creating a little bit more.
Of course, you know him pretty well. Roommates at one point here in this preseason.
Yeah, he's a great kid. he's very mature for his age. I think that's the one thing that stands out to me. But yeah, I think he's got a bright future.
You mentioned about him getting on the ball. He completed 92% of his passes here in this game as well. So I think that underlines your point. Quality on the ball, quality in possession for Jake Davis.
Yeah, that's something I'd expect out of him. He's a very good passer. He reads the game well. Obviously, he's making a lot of good passes and a good percentage there as well.
And Najem there upending Alexander, of course, on the yellow card.
That should be a card.
He looked upset with himself, Adam Najem, after making this challenge on Alexander. Maybe thought he might have got his marching orders there, but not given here. Another opportunity for Najem.
Looked like a cheeky little nutmeg here from Alexander. I'm sure Najem wasn't too happy about that, and sticks his hand out and grabs him, and professional foul there.
Alexander now giving it back to Hernandez, and he'll continue his run forward. Hernandez curling it in towards the goalkeeper. An easy one for Caldwell. He'll try to start a break with Marquette. Over the top, Metzger trying to get there, but Segbers nips in just ahead and puts it out for a throw. Boy, looking at that reaction from Adam Najem one more time, he's on a yellow card. Looked like once he pulled the player back, he might have thought that he'd be off the pitch here. A bit relieved to still be playing in this one, still be full strength.
He's flirting with fire there. That's maybe one where the referee, acknowledges that he has a yellow card, but if he didn't have a yellow card previously, he probably would have given one there.
Collier asking for a foul in the penalty area, nothing given. And he's still slowly getting to his feet. Big target man for Memphis, who now are back in possession with Josh Morton. Back now with Hauser Ramsey. Go all the way back to the goalkeeper, Jeff Caldwell. Rangers extending their pressure. Memphis getting back with Caldwell. That one is well dealt with. Hernandez looked like he had a lot to do to get to that one. And now he's immediately calling for the ball as well. Here's the substitute. Jahanrad back to his twin brother, Kaveh Rad. Second time these two have played on the same pitch for the Swope Park Rangers. They did so in Nashville just a few weeks ago. And if you would believe it or not, Seth, the first twin pairing in the history of Sporting Kansas City or the Swope Park Rangers.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me.
Cool moment here for 48 and 84 as they exchange passes again. It's Jahanrad striding forward and laying it off for Alexander. Alexander again, just dinking it into the feet of Vanacore Decker. He's patient here from the Swope Park Rangers.
You can hear Paula Nagamura from the bench telling Jahanrad to step up a little bit higher just in case they do lose the ball, so they can make a challenge on that midfielder, right like he did right there.
Wow, look at that. Real time. Jahanrad coming through, but it's lost in the end by the Rangers. That was like Tony Romo up here from Seth Sinovic.
Well, that's an experience thing that he'll pick up as the game goes, or as he gets more games, he and his brother. But as you're looking at this game, and Memphis is sitting a little bit farther back in that little spell of possession for the Rangers, both forwards for Memphis were dropped so far back that no defenders, no central defenders had to mark them. So that was an opportunity for Jahanrad to step up a little bit higher and win the ball if it got popped out or if Swope had lost it in a bad spot there.
Exactly what he did as well. The direction of, as you aptly pointed out, Paolo Nagamura just barking those instructions from the near touchline.
Paolo Nagamura is telling you to do something, I'd listen. I think he knows what he's talking about.
Especially in the center of the park.
Absolutely.
He is so fantastic for Sporting Kansas City. Among others in his wonderful MLS career. Riley under pressure, just manages to get that out away from Collier. And now Lindley, that's a good first time pass into the feet of Collier. Riley coming over, saw that danger as it was happening, and he slide tackles that one out of play.
Camden Riley is having himself a good game here. I think he's reading the game well as a center back and making good plays defensively in good spots. And wow, Karani is he is on one tonight.
Yellow card as Sean Karani just doing him dirty out there. Take a look at this skill from the youngster.
Oof. That was nice. A little nutmeg through the legs.
I think revenge in the mind of Josh Morton there as he stands on the heel of Sean Karani, who had just pulled off a wonderful move. Gets the nutmeg, and into the book goes Josh Morton here.
Go, 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 go.
As we are into 3 minutes of added time in the second half. 3 minutes for someone to find a winner here. Two teams that could desperately use all 3 points.
It's crazy what confidence can do for a player, and Karani is not lacking in confidence right now in this game.
Seems like he's going to go the full 90 in his first ever start as a professional. And McKaylee through the legs, and he's pulled back by Tristan Hodge. Fans, the USL unveiled its elite youth platform, USL Academy. This allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, go to uslsoccer.com/academy. Hernandez, oh, that had some power behind it. Stings the palms of Jeff Caldwell. Trying not to let his goal-scoring streak end at 3 here, Felipe Hernandez.
Strikes that one really well, just unfortunately right at the goalkeeper.
Straight down the pipe. Caldwell got his positioning spot on there. And had a lot of sting on it, but managed to just palm it down to the ground. Headed forward, and again, Rad calmly heads it back to his goalkeeper. We are just over 90 seconds, halfway through these 3 minutes of added time. Dick acquired just the studs there of Ewan Grandison. And now he'll try and curl one in behind. Riley gets his foot in the way, still alive for Memphis. Marquette onto his right foot, tries a curler. Not gonna trouble Eric Dick there.
Yeah, you can see what he was trying to do on that one, just kind of bend it to the far post, but doesn't get quite enough power on it, and I think Eric Dick reads it well.
Now Karani was beaten to that one by Morton and recovers, but tackles Morton illegally. It's a foul on the Swope Park Rangers, and another set piece opportunity late on here for Memphis. Another set piece to defend for the Swope Park Rangers as we are into the final 30 seconds here of added time. Mark Birch looks like he's going to take control of this one with his left foot. 35-year-old captain for Memphis 901. Referee keeping a close eye at everyone on the edge of the penalty area. And it's Birch to deliver. Throws one, and that's an easy gather for Eric Dick. Really a chance to counter there for the Swope Park Rangers. They had everyone back defending. And that'll do it here. The Swope Park Rangers and Memphis 901 FC with a hard-fought 2-2 draw here at Setsanovic. What are your final thoughts on how this one transpired?
Yeah, I think the Rangers would probably want the win in this one. But you know, if you look back, it's probably a pretty even battle. Good opportunities for both, and it's a good hard-fought game. It was an entertaining game to watch, and yeah, it's good performances from both teams, I think.
Hard-fought game, hard-fought point split here for these two teams as they each earn one, try and move their way up the Eastern Conference standings. Full time here in Kansas City, Swope Park Rangers and Memphis 901 FC finished at 2-2. Stick with us, we'll be back with all the stats and highlights from an entertaining draw here at Children's Mercy Park. Welcome back. It's full time here at Children's Mercy Park. The Swope Park Rangers and Memphis 901 FC playing out a 2-2 draw as both teams take a hard-fought point away from this one. Alongside Seth Sinovic, I'm Carter Augustine, and let's take a look at the final stats from this game. What sticks out to you as you take a gander over the final statistics from a fun 2-2 between these two teams in the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, I think it was a pretty even game, slightly swayed towards the Rangers being the better team, but I don't think 2-2 is a unfair result. I think you know, some good goals from both teams and some great saves from both goalkeepers, so probably a fair result.
Well, Seth, thanks for joining us here in the booth today. Hope it went well for you. How'd you feel?
I had a blast. I appreciate you guys having me, and yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun having Seth Sinovic here, sporting Kansas City defender, Kansas City soccer titan, joining us in the call for this one. It was a fun one between the Swope Park Rangers and Memphis 901, who got things started with an early goal from the corner before Swope Park Rangers took the lead through Camden Riley and Mark Segbers and a late equalizer from Tristan Hodge, as these two teams will split the points here this evening. 2-2 your final score. For producer Jordan Burrell, director TD Dan McCaffrey, Jason Briley, Wyatt Craven, Keaton McGuire, Paul Stokes, Joey Reed, Aaron Clark, Nolan Woodford, Jared Salig, Maggie Blair, the graphics legend, and Brad Zimmerman, our EIC. For Gannon Corley helping us out in the booth. And for Seth Sinovic making his Color Comms debut, I'm Carter Augustine. Thanks for joining us here this evening. Final score, 2-2.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I'm a little disappointed I didn't get like as many